What's going on, everyone? I'm Encore. This is Tomorrow Never Comes, and today's video is about how action equals education. What does that mean? Now, a lot of times we associate education as things you read or a textbook or a video you watch, and all those are in some part obviously education. There is a part of that is education, but here's where I would separate true education from superficial or artificial education. Artificial education to me is things that you can just read, maybe you memorize, maybe you recite, but you don't actually know how it works. You just sound smart because you read it. But when you actually do something, when you go through a certain process, when you're practical about it, that's where the true learnings come. That's where the true understanding comes. And so for me, the crypto space is all about true education. You will not learn things unless you try things. It's really that simple. You can sound smart. Oh, I know what a layer 1 is, a layer 2. I know about Bitcoin. You can do all those things. The metaverse, ApeCoin. I mean, you could throw out NFTs as a buzzword. There's so many different buzzwords that, we're in such an early time in the crypto space that you will sound relatively intelligent if you can name off a couple of terms, couple of coins, couple of projects. People are like, you really know what you're talking about. But here's the deal. When you meet someone who is in the space and they dig a little deeper, they're going to know real quick that you don't know what you're talking about. And don't get me wrong, this is an ongoing process. I'm still learning. Most of the people out there, even those who consider themselves experts, they're learning. And how are they learning? How are they educating? Is actually by participating in certain transactions or protocols. Now, obviously, this isn't financial advice. You have to play with what you are able to play with. $5, $10, $100, $500, whatever that means to you. But you have to have some skin in the game. Otherwise, you will not learn. And that I can say with 100% certainty. So today, I want to just go through, like, literally in the, my favorite all-encompassing platform here is CoinMarketCap. And we're going to look at just the projects and what's been happening and why in this time of fear and uncertainty and doubt, it's a good time to get into the market. Now, if you understand fundamentals and you're investing for the long term, there's no better time than to get what you love for cheap now, flat out. So for me, my personal strategy is I accumulate Bitcoin and ETH whenever I can, especially as it drops lower. So that's called dollar cost averaging. That's what I do. There are a couple other protocols that I do like, some layer 1s and some layer 2s. If I feel like buying some, knowing that it could obviously go lower, I buy it. But that's, again, with a long-term mindset. But even if you just want to test this out, you just want to dabble, would you rather pay all-time high prices or all-time low prices? This is the best time. And that does not mean it can't go lower. Of course it can. But this is a very good time to get into the market, to get into the game, and to play and really see what everything's at lows. Transaction fees, things like that, they're low because there's not much congestion. People aren't transacting. People aren't in the space. Everyone's trying to run away from crypto, or for the most part. So let's just go through. I just want to do this real quick so you guys really see what I'm talking about here. So we're looking at Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin and ETH, the blue bloods, right? The royalty, the most stable within the crypto space. You look at it over the 7 days, and I'm looking here, the 7-day percentage. Bitcoin itself is down 21.5%. ETH is almost 30%. If you look over here to the right, and you guys will see the 60-day percentage, Bitcoin's down 25%, and ETH is down almost 24%. Okay, and those are the big boys. So they're much cheaper, and we're talking about, over the last 6 months to a year, these guys are down over 50%. All right, so massive difference in price point. And so if you wanted to dabble in it, would you rather pay something that's 60% off, or do you want to pay full price? Or do you want to pay one that's even a higher price? These are some things you need to consider. But look, okay, maybe you're like, yeah, Bitcoin and ETH. I like to play in other things, right? You look at Binance here, down almost 29% over the last 60 days, 27% down. XRP is down 35%. Cardano is down 40%. Solana is down almost 48%. Okay, Dogecoin 37%, Polkadot 40%. I mean, just across the board, and you know, like Avalanche is just getting decimated. One of my favorite protocols, actually, and I think I need to scoop some up. But we're looking at almost 50% just in 7 days alone. Okay, and 57% over the last 60 days, and on and on and on. You will just see this red, the sea of red that's here. Okay, Polygon, another favorite of mine, down 42% in 7 days. Okay, down over 56% in the last 60 days, and it just continues, right, to go down the list. We go, and quality projects, Uniswap, Chainlink, Algorand, just getting decimated. So again, I wanted to highlight this because this is the time that you can do things at a much cheaper cost to you and educate yourself, right? And I said action is education. And that's the only way you're really going to learn, is if you dip in with whatever you're available to do. Remember, only put in what you can afford to lose. And that really means none of us really like losing, obviously, but it means you won't be wrecked. Okay, financially, health, mental well-being, all of that is still okay if everything you invested went to zero. That's the goal. That's the point here. So I want to highlight this. Everything is down. Instead of running away from this sector, this market, it's a market that you need to embrace, to play with, even if you don't want to be in this long term. Okay, you just want to see how it is. What is it all about? And I'll tell you, if you jump in it, if you dip your toes in, if you do the research, you won't come out of this sector. You won't come out of this market, and you'll understand the fundamentals going forward. And that's really what it's about. The long-term goal is to understand what you're investing in. That goes for no matter what you're investing in. You got to learn the fundamentals. But here, you can try things very, very cheaply. It's such a phenomenal space, and a lot of the mental barriers we have to getting in is price point. You're like, oh, Bitcoin 70,000 US, I can't get in. First of all, you don't need to buy one Bitcoin, but secondly, okay, so now it's at 28,000. So what's the reasoning you don't get in now? Oh, I'm gonna wait till it goes to 20,000. Okay, well, if it got to 20,000, you'll say I'll wait till it goes to 10,000. Like, there's always a reason not to get in the market. And I think you need to make more reasons to be in the market. All right. It could be like, hey, I want to see what this is all about. Let me buy $100 worth. See how it goes for the next couple of days. Buy another $100 or just let it sit. Whatever the case is. But you need to see, how do I transfer from one wallet to another? All right. You know, what does it look like to dollar cost average in Bitcoin or ETH or another project? I mean, all of these things, it is super cheap right now. Again, it could definitely go lower, but I want to highlight that you should not be running away from the market. You should not be fearful of the market. First of all, understand that markets have cycles. There's bear markets, there's bull markets, and they'll continue, right? The patterns that we see, the things that we're seeing today, they've happened throughout history for any investment. But here you get quick access, it's cheap, and you can watch it real time. No one's closing it. There's no market to close. You watch it, you play with it. It's your asset, right? Provided you don't keep things on an exchange. But hey, leave it on an exchange. See what that feeling's like. Do you feel like it's safe there? Can you get it off the exchange fast enough when you want to? All of these things you want to play with now when things are cheap. So again, for me, education is action. Action is education. Okay, and I was an avid book reader. Still am. But a lot of my learnings came from books. And you think you know stuff until you actually do stuff. And then you realize what you're reading, you don't remember, and it's not applicable. So listen, I just want to say, get in the game, guys. Remember, tomorrow never comes. Get in the game. Try it out for yourselves. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. And let me see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone.